A man was 5 years into a 6-year warranty when the axle seal on his tractor started to weep. A $250 repair. Nothing dramatic. The dealer who sold him the machine had closed, and the nearest dealer carrying his brand was 300 miles away. 4 miles down the road sat a dealer selling that same machine under another company's paint. So he asked if he could take it there. He was told that if he paid that dealer himself, his warranty would be void. His words afterward were plain. He did not have a usable warranty. Somewhere in your house there is a booklet you have never read. On the front of it is a number of years, and that number is the only part of the document the salesman quoted you. So he paid the $250 out of his own pocket. Nobody ever denied his claim. The coverage was real for all 6 years, and it was sitting 300 miles from the only man who needed it. So here are brands, what each of them publishes, and what happened when owners filed real claims. The terms on this list run from 2 years all the way to 10. And the question is not who prints the biggest number on the front of the booklet. It is who pays when the machine breaks. Start at the bottom with time. Read the published base coverage and you find something unusual, which is a hedge written into the term itself. Up to 2 years, it says, depending on the site conditions in your area and any exclusive dealer terms. Years 3 through 6 are dealer covered rather than factory covered. Now here is what it meant for one owner. He had a cab model T574, serial number 9 off the line, and he watched his dash light and his filter light come on and stay on. 5 separate controllers replaced. About 20 dealer visits to his farm, and the machine hauled back to the shop twice. 30 months of this on a $40,000 tractor. The company offered him a replacement in the end, and the replacement failed at 72 hours. His dealer's written answer, after all of it, was to go look for another dealer to handle the warranty repair. That is the mechanism at the bottom of this list. The term bends depending on which dealer you happen to get, and the process runs longer than most owners can hold out. Number 7 is LS, and this one is worth getting right, because there's a rumor that LS advertises a 6-year warranty its own paperwork does not honor. Read the document, and that is not true. 6 years is real for the listed model lines, 5 years for everything else, and both cap at 1,500 hours. That part is honest. The number that should worry you is the other one. The base coverage on an LS is 2 years or 750 hours, whichever lands first, and 750 is the lowest hour cap on this entire roster. John Deere's base coverage runs to 2,000 hours. That is not a typo. A man who puts real hours on a machine can run out of base warranty in year 1 and never know he did, which is exactly the trap you already saw at the top of this video, because the man 300 miles from his dealer was on an LS. Number 6, Mahindra, and here the term is not what fails you. The list of things it excludes is: Mahindra advertises 5-year and 7-year tiers, and the page tells you the tiers exist without telling you which models get which, without hour caps, and without publishing the exclusions. An owner with a Max 22 at 170 hours found oil weeping from the mid-power takeoff shaft seal. Denied. The reason given was that it is an external seal, and sure enough, the fine print excludes external drive lines, cables, linkages, and the gaskets and seals associated with them. The part itself, in the owner's own accounting, cost about $30. His warranty ran for years, and that seal sat outside every one of them. Before the back half of this list, a question for you. If a claim of yours was ever denied, what did they tell you? Put it in the comments in the dealer's own words rather than your summary of them. I want to see how many different ways that sentence gets written. Two brands sit in this middle ground without enough on the record to rank them. And I would rather say so than pad the list. New Holland publishes 2 years bumper to bumper, plus 4 more on the powertrain, 6 years in total, and does not publish an hour cap I could find anywhere, which matters on a list where hours are what expire first. Massey Ferguson is reported at 2 years full machine and 5 on the powertrain, transferable to the next owner, though the version I could pull came from a dealer rather than the manufacturer. Neither one produced a single owner claim account I could verify. Treat both as unranked rather than safe. Number 5 is Bobcat, and this is a different animal because what fails here is an absence. 2 years or 1,500 hours on the full machine. Past that, on the powertrain, there is no standard term at all. The longer coverage you have heard about is either a dealer promotion or Protection Plus. And Protection Plus is a plan you buy, running 12 to 48 months, depending on what you pay. The emissions parts do carry 3 to 5 years by horsepower, and that is federal law rather than generosity. So when you line Bobcat up against the rest of this list, understand what you are comparing. Everywhere else, you're comparing warranties. Here you are comparing a warranty to a price list. Now to the two everybody assumes are the safe answer, and they take number 4 and number 3. Kubota and John Deere both publish 72 months, or 2,000 hours on the powertrain, identical on paper down to the hour. Two things separate them. The first is a clause. Kubota's 72 months drops to 36 the moment that machine goes to commercial use. And plenty of buyers who mow for a neighbor or move dirt for cash do not think of themselves as commercial until a claim gets read that way. Worth knowing alongside it, that powertrain term covers the tractor and not what you hang on it. Kubota's own page excludes implements, and it excludes the loader and landscaper utility models outright. The loader is often the second most expensive thing on the invoice. And on most of this roster, it lives under a shorter clock than the machine carrying it. The second is the dealer. An owner, 20 hours into factory warranty on a Kubota B2920, took it to his local dealer and was told that because he had bought it out of state, that dealer did not have to honor the Kubota warranty and would not be honoring it. Another owner, this time a cooling system failure, got this sentence back. There was no failure in workmanship on the part of Kubota. Which brings us to number 3, John Deere. And it earns that spot on a clause it does not have. Same 72 months, same 2,000 hours, and no commercial halving anywhere in the factory table. Work the machine for money and the term does not move. On this entire list, it is the only powertrain promise that does not shrink the moment you start using the tractor the way you probably told the salesman you would. One honest note before we move on, we found no filed claim testimony for Deere in either direction, so I will record that and decline to lean on it. Number 2 is Yanmar, and Yanmar prints the biggest number on this list by a wide margin. 10 years, 3,000 hours, covering engine, front axle, transmission, and final drive. That is 4 years longer than John Deere's. It ranks second on the strength of that paper and on nothing else. And here is why it goes no higher. Go to the manufacturer's own warranty page and look for the exclusion list. There is not one published. No transferability terms. No owner obligations. 10 years, and no printed conditions to check them against. Then we went looking for a single owner on record, filing a Yanmar powertrain claim, and we did not find one. That is not evidence of a denial, and I am not going to pretend it is. It is evidence of nothing at all, which on a 10-year promise is its own kind of problem. 10 years, and no way to check what any of it is worth. Which brings us to number 1, and it is the brand with the least impressive headline on this whole list. Coyote. That 6-year warranty you have seen advertised is a limited time promotion on eligible units. The standing term is 48 months, which is shorter than Kubota's and shorter than John Deere's. So why does it win a ranking about who pays? Two reasons. The first is that Coyote publishes the rule, the rest of them leave you to discover. Warranty repairs must be obtained at an authorized Coyote dealership and require proof of purchase. That is one sentence, it is on the page, and you can read it before you sign rather than after you file. The second is that Coyote is the only brand on this list where we found an owner on record actually getting paid. He bought the machine used, had the warranty transferred into his name for a small fee, took it in, and had the air control valve replaced. This was a second owner, on somebody else's tractor, treated like the coverage had been his all along. His accounting of the bill was 5 words, $0 out of my pocket. Now the honest other half, because this is not a clean win. One Coyote owner fronted over $2,000 across 3 repairs while his dealer struggled to reach the company. Another got the company behind him only after he threatened legal action. Coyote takes the top of this list, and some of its owners still had to fight to get there. So here is what all of that adds up to. The number of years is the single part of a warranty that costs the manufacturer nothing to print, which is why it is the part they put on the sign. 4 things to do instead. First, ask for the exclusion list before you ask about the term. If nobody in that building can hand you the document that says what is not covered, you do not yet know what you are buying. Second, ask what happens if the selling dealer closes and get that answer in writing, because that question is the whole story of the man we started with. Third, keep every receipt and every service record. There's a belief out there that servicing your own machine voids the coverage, and it is worth knowing how much of that is true. A man who does consumer arbitration in his state, where he says 95% of his cases are vehicle warranty claims, put it better than I can. Not having dealer service is never grounds to deny a claim, but not being able to prove the unit was serviced to the manufacturer's specification is. The Magnuson-Moss Warranty Act backs that up. If the manufacturer is not paying for the parts and the fluids, it cannot require you to use its own. What it can require is proof, and that is where owners lose. One owner had a claim challenged on the grounds that the oil he used had caused the failure, when he had run a name brand synthetic through the factory filter and could show it. Turn your own wrenches all you like. Just keep the paper that proves you did it to spec. And fourth, count the hours, not just the years, because a 750-hour cap can run out before your second summer does. 3 videos now, 3 different questions, 3 different winners. One brand wins on what it costs you, another on whether you can get the part, and a third on who pays when it breaks. No badge wins all 3. And any channel telling you one does is selling you something. As for the man we opened with, his warranty was 6 years long and 4 miles too short.